Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with the Ghost and Molly McGee, Season 2, Episode 6. So it's been like a couple weeks or so since we got to the last one, just because of how the timing worked out. And we are only going to have a few episodes, like 3 or 4 this month before the series goes on hiatus. And it just continues to suck that they keep doing this shit to this series. They took like 3 or 4 hiatuses during season 1. That's fucking stupid. Like, a single mid-season hiatus is all you would need, but they did so many last time. And this isn't even mid-season. This is 6. We might have like up to episode 8, and they take a break. It's like, really? But either way, I'm excited to see where this goes, because so far this season's been great. It's been setting up some good storylines with the Chens, with Scratch's past, and so on and so forth. It's been doing a lot of really, really good things, and I think it's going to probably keep doing so. Andrea's been great, Libby's been great, even Daryl has had some great stuff going on. So, hopefully, we definitely continue that. But we are going to get right into this because I don't have a lot of time today to record this. So I just kind of got to get right into it. So, all of that being said, let's get this going. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I looked up the voices of both Geoff with a J and of Lord Doom. Lord Doom's voice is W. Earl Brown. He's been in various things, such as he was the cameraman Kenny in Scream, Gale Weathers' cameraman, which is wild to think about for me. I don't remember if he died or not. I actually don't remember. But the thing I most know W. Earl Brown for is he is the voice and mocap of Bill from the Last of Us game. Specifically the game, as we know who plays him in the live-action series and all. He's the original Bill from the game. And that's awesome. That's great. It's like, I just did not expect that. That just took me by surprise. But I'm looking at a picture of him here, and it's like, he looks different because, 1, he's smiling. And 2, his hair is obviously different and all. But you can tell. You can tell it's the same guy. Bill's character, outside of just even the motion capture, was clearly based off of him. Like, visually and all. You can see it. Meanwhile, Geoff with a J's voice is Vincent Rodriguez III, and from what I'm seeing here, I know some of the things he's in, but I've never actually seen them, such as the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend show, or I've seen some of Adam Ruins Everything, but I don't know like specifically the episode that he was apparently in. He was in 1 episode. Also, he was in a semi-recent Kenan Thompson series. But the one role I do know him for is from the movie and subsequently the series of Arlo the Alligator Boy, which we reacted to semi-recently on this channel. He is Ansel Beauregard, Arlo's father. And it's like, oh, okay. I did not expect that, but okay. I definitely know that voice then. I think he's probably putting on more of a little bit of an accent for Ansel, which fits and everything, but I don't know. I'd have to listen to the voices back to back. Either way, let's talk about this. So, the first of these two, episodes of these segments, deals with Lord Doom. Lord Doom is basically Lord Hater, except actually competent, it seems. He's a mischievous spirit who goes around causing mischief and mayhem and, tearing ghosts apart and shit. He's a bad dude. So Scratch decides to, is kind of coerced into taking care of him. He curses Lord Doom to remain in the next vessel he sees. Unfortunately, maybe because of the wording exactly, the bottle isn't counted as the next vessel he sees. So he ends up accidentally getting transported to Brighton. And the next vessel, quote unquote, he sees is a baby doll. I guess that counts as a vessel. For a ghost, I guess it makes sense. So he ends up getting permanently trapped inside the baby doll. And so to get revenge, he goes to find Scratch and finds him at Molly's and everything. And Molly decides, let's inhapify him. Let's turn him around. And it actually works, but Molly starts to lose faith in that and doesn't really believe that it worked literally just because of the way he speaks. Because he's so intense all the time and he's doing these metal growls and everything. She's scared of him. She actually becomes scared of him, and she's not believing that he's changed, but in reality he has. She starts obviously misconstruing things he's doing. It's we've seen that in everything. Oh, that's blood, and my first thought is it's probably cherry jam. It was paint, but same kind of idea. We've seen that kind of shit in everything. And it's so it's not really anything new, but the way it's executed is still really fun and really entertaining. So I can't complain. Lord Doom is basically just Lord Hater, just again more competent. He even looks like Lord Hater. That can't just be me. He had to have been inspired by him. Either that, or it's one fucking hell of a coincidence. That would be insane if that were a coincidence. The metal growl is obviously very different, but he does kind of even sound like him a little bit. It's not the same VA, mind you, but still. That's just wild to me. That that they just seem that similar to each other. Either way, like I said, Lord Doom does end up getting reformed, is trying to be good, and is trying to help out and everything. He makes hummus, he makes lemonade, he makes an arts and crafts project for Molly. But things aren't working out because Molly is she's freaked out by his intensity. Luckily, the Addams family, I'm going to keep calling them that. Luckily, they're around, and again, I swear we've seen them before. I swear they were in a previous episode. But they must have also had a pretty small role, because I can't remember what they did. So, yeah, maybe they just had a little brief moment, appearing in a previous episode, maybe a line or two, I don't know. Either way, they end up basically adopting Lord Doom for their kid and everything, because, baby doll for a kid, sure. And it just works out. It just works out because they're basically the Addams family. Look at them. Especially the husband. He is so Gomez Addams. The design is so blatant. So it makes sense. This living metal screaming doll is perfect for them. Yeah, it was a fun episode. It wasn't anything new. It was stuff we've seen before. but it was executed in an entertaining enough way that I didn't mind. It wasn't an issue. Our second segment of the episode, though, was also in a lot of ways very classic, to put it simply. It's stuff we've seen before. Dude ends up promising to go to 2 different events. Doesn't want to hurt his friend because he wants to go to the popular event and is trying to find a way out of it. Fakes being sick. It's like we've seen this stuff before. But again, it's based on execution. Geoff is such a sweetheart that we do feel very sad for him, and we feel like that Scratch is not being fair. But at the same time, we also see that Scratch is actively not wanting to hurt Geoff's feelings. He actively cares about Geoff enough to want to spare his feelings on this. And that's great. That's awesome. Scratch at the beginning of the series would not have thought of that. It's because of his time with Molly. And he's befriended Geoff, like actually befriended Geoff a lot more since he started to change. And so he very much didn't want to disappoint him. But while just going for some coffee, he ends up meeting Geoff with a J. And this Geoff seems like a cool guy. He seems like the kind of guy Scratch looks up to. And so when he invites Scratch to a party, not knowing who Scratch is, and obviously Scratch not knowing who he is, Scratch is elated to go and promises he'll be there. But this obviously raises the issues and all. But it's very obvious it's going to be the same party. What I was not expecting right from the start was that the 2 Geoffs were together. But I did start to put together that is definitely the reason why Geoff with a G, like, specifies how his name is spelled. Why he always specifies that. We now actually get a reason for that, which is something I never thought we would get. And it's a fucking adorable reason. It's because his partner is named Geoff as well. That's fucking adorable. They're both named Geoff. Their names are spelled differently. And they're both likable characters. They clearly love each other. Geoff with a J is really defensive and very clearly loving of Geoff with a G, and it's the cutest. It's so cute. I don't remember if I knew ahead of time that Geoff with a G was going to be gay, or at least bi or pan or something. Queer. Let's just say queer. I didn't know if that. I don't think I knew. But I also feel like I might have heard that. Maybe I heard it somewhere briefly before. I don't know. Maybe I did know it and I just somehow forgot. Did I mention that at any point in a previous episode reaction? I genuinely don't remember. I don't remember if I remembered. I don't remember if I forgot, actually, is more accurate. But it took me by surprise, so clearly if I did know before, I did forget. If I did. But yeah, it's the cutest thing, and it's like, I knew the series was going to have queer representation, like that was stated right from the start. I just didn't know how it was going to start to be implemented. But I'm good with this. Geoff, again, he's a likable character, and getting to see that he has his own Geoff is super fucking cute. And it's great. Now, I obviously still want more of major characters to be queer as well. Like, I mean, you guys know I still ship Molly and Libby. But the idea of Molly and Andrea doesn't, like, it's not bad. I can dig that. Libby and Andrea, though, I'm not really, I don't really see that one. But it's like, I would genuinely love for there to be a queer relationship with main characters in this. Hell, Daryl and entering a queer relationship would be awesome too. To find out Daryl might be queer would be great. It's just like a main character. And I count all of the McGees as main characters, by the way. I also count Andrea and Libby both as main characters. Like, they're not the main character, but they're still main characters. Like, it's very apparent based on how much attention they're given and just how notable they are in the series. But yeah, I would love to see that kind of stuff still, but for now, this is at least a really good start. It's just wonderful to see, and again, they've been together for a while, too, so it's not like just a new thing or anything. We see that the Geoffs have been a couple for a good while. I think the one banner, let me see if I can find it here. I think one of the banners said like 100 years or something, which, I mean, I guess in ghost time is probably not that much. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Here's where Scratch finds out. It's sometimes hard to tell without the audio playing, but I can't have the audio playing during this. Cheers to 100 years. Yep, I did see that right. Also, someone's oh no, that's a photo. Okay, I thought someone was drawing or like painting a picture. No, that's a photo right next to the guest book. Okay. So yeah, it's a 100-year anniversary party, which again, in ghost time, that's probably nothing. Ghosts probably don't think about time in that kind of way because a lot of them might have been dead for a long time. I'm still kind of curious about Scratch because of his backstory that we saw. It has definitely not been that long for Scratch. So Geoff has been dead much longer than Scratch has. Like, we can say that for sure. Because again, when Scratch was alive, he had a friend who moved away and there was a moving truck. And it looked semi-modern. I'd say the 80s to somewhere in the modern day. So Scratch is fairly newly dead, all things considered. Within like 40 years, which isn't a lot, all things... Again, all things... I'm saying that a lot. So it's like... Yeah, it makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder. It makes you wonder so much more about Scratch's backstory. Because now that we know Geoff and Geoff have been together 100 years, we know Geoff with a G and conversely Geoff with a J have both been dead a lot longer. Probably notably over 100 years. But also it's hard to say exactly. Because they could have gotten together like right after Geoff with a G's death. Or Geoff with a J's death. Or we don't know. We don't exactly know. But they've definitely both been dead longer than Scratch has. And that's really interesting to me. Because it definitely, again, it builds more with Scratch's possible backstory by giving us more of a definite time frame comparatively to other ghosts. Also, Jinx was here, because why not? Like, all she did was be a menace. It's like, I could have taken her, left her. It's like she didn't really have a hugely important role. She was just messing with Scratch. That's all. But yeah, Geoff and Geoff, it's like they're adorable, and hoping for another 100 years with them, you know, with them together. They deserve it. Hey, maybe they'll get married at some point. I don't know how marriage would work for ghosts, but that would be cool. That would be a wonderful episode. Like, I would genuinely love to see that. In the meantime, though, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of The Ghost and Molly McGee? As for future episodes, I'm going to try to get to them on the weekends. But if I can't, it'll definitely be Mondays. The Monday after it comes out. So, let me know your thoughts once again down below. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.